I still remember it as if it was yesterday. Me sitting down on the kitchen table, having the last meal for the day when it's around 10 p.m., eating some pasta with yogurt and some seasonings. And I still remember very well having a cup of water next to me, next to my plate, because that was the only way I could actually force my meal down. Because I've been forcing meals my throat 5 times every single day, and the last meal was for the 6 times, and the only way I could actually get it down was by drinking food and forcing myself. Drinking water and forcing myself. I could literally just remember how every single spoon I had, I was literally until I'm about to vomit. Like, it was that bad. But despite that, I was getting in the meals every single fucking day, you know. And what's worse about that is that I wasn't seeing any fucking results. I reached a place where after 1.5 years of me working out, no one could actually tell I work out. Like, literally. I hopped from 48 kgs to 55 kgs, where I got stagnant for 6 months after that, and I wasn't actually gaining weight. Perhaps I was losing weight. Like, imagine you're just bulking, you're literally eating as much as you can, you're working your ass off, you're putting in everything you can, but you see yourself losing weight instead of gaining weight. So that was so fucking frustrating. I could literally feel it. I still feel the bad points at that time. So I literally have that built the doubt in me where is it just my metabolism, or like my body is just like this, or my genetics? Because man, like, I was scrolling TikTok and seeing people having massive transformations, doing it in the time that I've been working out for, in 1.5 years, which is very, very, very fucking enough to actually make you a different person. But for me, it wasn't. And that all falls down because it wasn't actually my fault, or that I'm doing something wrong, or like my consistency sucks, or maybe I don't have the discipline or whatever, because I was in the gym 6 times a week for 2 hours. I was eating 6 meals a day, forcing down them 6 meals a day every single day, you know. But despite that, I wasn't seeing results. And that just falls because the fitness industry literally just overloads us with information about, yeah bro, you have to do this workout split, yeah, this meal is amazing, but they miss one single principle that most of us don't even know, and they don't even talk about that much, you know. So after I figured it out, I still remember the amount of growth I've seen after that, and especially when I got my nutrition in place. Like, those two acted in correlation together, and I've never seen results as much as I did when I just incorporated this one thing I'm gonna share with you today. This is something science-based, you know, because muscle growth is literally about science. And this is exactly what I'm gonna share with you in this video. I'm not gonna just tell you a fancy term and leave you there. No, I'm gonna explain exactly everything, how I literally use that system to be in the shape I am in right now, after being 48 kgs, after being 55 kgs actually, and stuck for 1.5 years. So this term actually alone got me results in the last year more than I did see results in the last 2 years. So in the first 2 years of me working out, I've never seen as much results as I've seen in the last year, you know. So I'm gonna leave you with this video right now, explaining everything exactly. And I can guarantee you, if you just apply this, you're gonna actually see muscle growth, and how you could literally grow muscles in a way you've never thought possible before. And trust me, you gotta put it into action. I'm gonna leave you with the video right now where I share exactly everything and what is this one size principle. And even if you heard about it before, I'm gonna just go into details with it, how you could literally apply it, and how I do it myself. So watch the video until end, and yeah. I'm going to show you the number one reason you're not getting bigger despite going to the gym regularly. So the first thing you want to know is that more time in the gym, more reps, more sets, none of that actually guarantees muscle growth. That's a big mistake I see most of you guys doing, which is thinking that the more you do, the more results you're gonna see. And I'm telling you, that's totally bullshit, because the moment I started reduce doing things, especially going to the gym, like I started going 4 to 5 days instead of 6. I started doing less sets, less exercises, and less reps than actually doing more. That's where I saw the most growth. Okay, so the problem most guys fall into, they say, if I just go harder, longer, more reps, more exercise, I grow. What I was just basically talking about. What the reality is, without a plan to get stronger over time,
your muscles stop responding. What do I mean by stop responding? Okay, so if you are just benching the same weight every single week, doing the same things every single week for straight 5 months, how the fuck are you gonna still think that you're gonna grow? You're just not giving any reason for your body to actually grow. You're not forcing it to grow. Okay, your body just adapts. For the same weight, for the same reps, for the same everything. It gets into a stagnation state where, like, why the fuck should I grow? Why the fuck should I grow? Especially, like, think about it in your career. Like, if you're doing the same things every single day, you are not just going to the job, you are doing the same thing, you are not trying to do something different, you are not just working harder, or trying to implement like new things and stuff. Like, you're gonna adapt to that state and you're not gonna get a raise. It's the same thing. If your muscles adapt, they're not gonna grow. It's the same thing. So, which actually comes us and actually lets us talk about progressive overload. What is actually progressive overload? It comes in different ways. It's not just about increasing the weight or increasing the reps. There really other ways, which is more weight, more reps, better form, or less time. Okay, this signals your body to actually grow. More rest time, like less rest time, and better form. I don't like, most guys don't really talk about them. I personally don't do them. Better form maybe, but less rest time. I don't think it's optimal, so don't go for it. And yeah, it's gradually increasing it every single session that you do, because if you live the same way, the same reps every time, muscles adapt and you stop growing. That's what I was talking about. You can't really force your muscles to grow if you're just giving them the same load every single session. You have to give them a force to actually break more muscle tissues, because those muscle tissues are going to force you to hold more weight in the future. Okay, so why just doing more isn't enough? Doing more reps or sets without tracking progress is random and ineffective. Without tracking, you don't know if you're actually improving. It's like running in place, looks busy but doesn't get you anywhere. Because if you go to the gym today and you have chest, let's say you are doing chest, and like you just come to the gym and like you have to do bench press, and you just say, what the fuck did I do last week? How much weight did I do? Okay, so you start with the random weight, and then you keep gradually increasing until you reach the weight that you did the last week. Okay, which is like you're wasting your time. Okay, you're wasting if you do that. If you just start your workouts with doing like 10 kilograms, then 20 kilograms, then 30 kilograms, like what the fuck are you doing? Immediately start with the weight that you just ended at the last week. And how the fuck are you gonna know what the weight you started at the last week? Is by tracking. Okay, so that's what I told you. You have to track, because that's the only way to do progressive overload. Okay, so stop going to the gym without knowing and remembering what you did last week, because that's why you should track. That's why you should track to know exactly what you did last week, because if you don't, you're gonna waste your time. Okay, so how to use progressive overload? It comes down to three single steps, what I'm gonna show you exactly right now. So, step one: record your exercises, weights, reps, sets every single workout. So what you wanna do is basically go to your notes. I literally use my phone notes. Okay, if I just open my phone notes, as you can see right here, it's literally all of it like this. Okay, all of the days I do with the exercises, with the sets, with the weight, and with the reps. Okay, so that's what you wanna also do. And what the amazing thing about this is that you set it and you forget it. What do I mean? So you only have to write them on once, and for every single time you just change either the weight or the reps, and that's literally it. All the sets, like that's it. You don't have to write them from the beginning and stuff. So yeah, and what you could easily do is just write them down at home. If you just remember the exercise, write them down at home, and when you go to the gym, it's gonna be way easier for you. Step two is to aim to beat your previous performance in the next 1 to 2 weeks, more weights or more reps. Okay, so you gotta go to the gym the next session with this mentality of, I have to do an extra rep or add weight. Okay, or even if you can't do an extra rep, you could just in the last 2 to 3 reps, you just go very, 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 very slow in the negative to increase the time under tension in comparison to the last time you did it. Okay, so the last time you did it, probably your time under tension wasn't that high. So if you just put it into more time into tension in the next session. That also means progressive overload. Step three, small improvements add up to real muscle gains over time. So don't go with that mentality of, yeah, bro, like I did 50 kgs today, I have to do 70 kgs in the next session. No, it doesn't work like this. Even if you are just slightly adding 2.5 kgs, like you were doing 30 kgs and you started doing 32.5 kgs, even that slight improvement is gonna actually help you gain more muscle and build muscle, because you are giving your body a reason. Yeah, like you are forcing it to grow, even if it's just a little bit of weight. At least you are adding weight. That's the most important thing. To be adding, even if it's small weight every single session or even one rep. Because don't aim too big. Small improvements actually matter the most. Okay, so nutrition and recovery matter too. Muscles need fuel and recovery to grow. You definitely know that. Without proper nutrition, enough protein and calories, progressive overload won't work. What I mean by won't work, do I mean like you're not gonna see muscle growth? Like that's one point of it. But the second point of it is that if you are not giving your body enough recovery and enough protein and calories, it's gonna be way harder for you to actually do progressive overload, because you are not free fueling yourself. You are not giving yourself protein for your muscle to actually recover and grow. You are not giving yourself your carbs to actually have more energy in the gym to actually lift heavier. You are not giving your body any of that. So you're gonna stay the same plate. Whenever you try to do progressive overload, you're gonna find it hard. Do you think I went from literally doing two plates at the back deck machine to now literally maxing it out, or like one plate less? Do you think I want for doing that just because I was aiming to do progressive overload? No, you could literally aim to do it, but still not be able to do it. So you have to get your nutrition in place, carbs and protein, because that's very important. Those two act into congruency. Okay, progressive overload and nutrition. Okay, so don't think you can do progressive overload without actually having good nutrition and recovering well. Poor recovery equal no strength gains, equal no load, equal no muscle growth. Now, what you want to do in the next workout is this. Open your notes or workout log app. As you can see, I literally use my notes. You don't have to use any log app. Okay, so you gotta do it as easy as possible. You don't want to be like make it fancy. Yeah, I have this application. Yeah, like fuck it, man. Your notes are enough. Write down every exercise with weight, reps, and sets. Next session, try to increase the weight or reps on at least one exercise. Okay, so if you can't really just do it with all exercise, at least do it with one exercise. So if you're just doing it with your let's say you have chest today, let's get back to the chest example. So instead of actually trying to do progressive overload on all of the exercises, just focus on one that actually gives you the more muscle growth, which is for the chest. It's in my opinion the back deck. Okay, so make sure you add reps or weight in that. And if you want to make sure you add, just make like start at the beginning of the workouts, because that's where you're most fresh and your muscles are just at, at their best performance. So make sure your diet supports muscle growth. Eat enough protein plus calories. Make sure you be in a calorie surplus. Track and repeat, and that's literally it. Okay, so in the next couple of months, you're gonna see the most amount of muscle growth. If you were never doing this and you start doing it, you're gonna see the most amount of muscle growth. I can guarantee you, if you have your nutrition in place and if you're doing this. Okay, so I literally never sleep on this, even though I'm just kind of having a good body right now. I don't sleep on this because I know how important it is. And me just going to the gym every single 1 to 2 sessions and seeing that I'm literally improving is a sign of growth. Even if you're not seeing it physically, you are just getting stronger. That's also a sign of growth. Okay, so I hope this guide helped. Okay, so if you're just lost, if you are struggling to gain weight and build muscle, and you really can't, you don't know what to do, you don't know where you're falling short, and you don't really have an exact plan for yourself. Okay, maybe you're busy, maybe you don't know anything about it. You could just schedule a call with me, and we're gonna see if you're a good fit for the program. We could just build you out everything custom for you, for your time, for how busy you are, for what foods you want to do. Everything is so custom to the point where we're going to get you up by 6 to 8 kgs in the next 180 days. Okay, and you're going to get in the best shape of your life. You're going to get in shape in those 180 days to an extent that if you don't, we're going to give you your money back. So schedule the call. You're not going to lose anything. The call is going to be for absolutely free, so you're not going to lose anything. So if you want that, the link is down there. Just schedule the call and you're gonna see if you're a good fit.